Good evening, friends. Now, this is a series of lecture for analytical chemistry TYBC students. Now, in this lecture, we are going to learn about the chapter number 3, thermal methods of analysis, semester 5 to 2019 pattern. Now, the thermal methods of analysis, the name itself suggests there is analysis takes place with the help of temperature, and the methods are involved are color DSC, that is a direct DSC, DTA, and TGA. Now, there is a thermal gravimetric analysis, TGA, the most common method. Experimental factors affecting TG curve. Now here there are some factors which affect the TG curve. Now in every TG curve there is, you can say, this type of curve takes place, or you can say we get this type of curve. So there is a sudden decrease in temperature. Again with uniform heating, with uniform heating the rate, and again there is some sudden decrease in temperature with uniform heating rate. So this fluctuation takes place, and what are the factors affecting for these fluctuations? Now we are going to study now in this lecture. Now, experimental factors affecting TG curve. The first factor is furnace heating rate. Now for TG curve, the heating rate, that is it should be maintained constant, and the heating rate is 3 to 4 degrees per minute. Now in TGA curve, heating rate is constant, and that is 3 to 4 degrees per minute, is usually recommended for reliable and reproducible results analysis in which the chemical change takes place. Now in every TGA curve there is a chemical change takes place because chemical reactions are involved in it. So there occurs a chemical change. Now in this chemical change takes place in TGA curve, the sample is uniformly heated with the rate of 3 to 4 degrees per minute, and it is heated for reliable and reproducible results. The decomposition or loss of the molecules from the sample at specific temperature depends on the heating rate. Now there is a loss of some molecule takes place with heating rate, and that depends on the heating rate. If the heating rate is increased, the decomposition temperature also increases. So heating rate is directly proportional to decomposition temperature. If the heating rate is increases, decomposition temperature decreases. If heating rate becomes slow, then decomposition temperature becomes also slow. Vice versa it is relation. The temperature of distinctive features of the curve depends on the rate of heating and size of the sample. So what fluctuations are obtained in TGA curve, or you can say distinctive features of the curve, depends upon the rate of heating and size of the sample. Now the second factor is furnace atmosphere. Now the furnace atmosphere is very important, because in the furnace atmosphere nitrogen environment is there. In the nitrogen environment some oxygen particles, or you can say the oxygen elements should be present, and these oxygen element entities mixed with that particular sample, so to give the oxides. The atmosphere around the sample inside the furnace affects the loss of molecules. For example, small quantity of oxygen present in the nitrogen atmosphere of the furnace gives the some part of unwanted oxides. So we get the unwanted oxides. As a result of, we get a change in weight and variation in the graph. So variation of graph takes place because of the presence of oxide entities or unwanted oxides. Now the third one is particle size of the sample. So particle size of the sample plays a very important role, because when the furnace, we can say when the loss of water molecule takes place, and that loss of not loss of molecule, the weight loss pattern depends on the particle size. Now whatever the weight loss pattern observed in the TG curve, that depends upon the simultaneously particle size of the sample. Here is the relation given. Small size of particle of the sample gives slow and uniform weight loss. Large size of the particle of this sample gives the large and non-uniform weight loss. Now here is the weight of the sample. Now here the small weight in the range of 3 to 5 milligram of the sample is recommended. So weight of the sample that is recommended is 3 to 5 milligram of the sample. And here is some, we can say here one TGA curve for the calcium monohydrate is given. So this is the first time, we can say here the some weight is the lost at this particular we can say temperature. Here again here is a one fragment of we can say carbon monoxide is eliminated to this temperature, and again this you can say carbon dioxide molecule is eliminated to this temperature. So here weight loss takes place with temperature. So in TGA curve, weight loss takes place with temperature, or you can say with increase in temperature. So this is a particular TGA pattern, and these are the factors affecting the we can say instrumental factors and sample factors affecting the TGA curve, or you can say the nature of the curve, nature of the TGA curve. With this content, I conclude this lecture. Thank you very much for your patience listening.